Look at these two chairs. Tell me which one you would prefer to sit in. Don't lie, I know you picked the one on the right. It actually doesn't really have much to do with decor, and it's more to do with psychology. More specifically, Prospect-Refuge theory. So if you're redecorating, arranging furniture, or just staring at a room on the weekend wondering why the furniture hates you, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm gonna go into what Prospect-Refuge theory actually is, how you experience it every single day without even realizing it, and most importantly, how you can use this theory to design spaces that are comfortable and inviting. Oh, and I also list a couple of bad examples and then go through how we can make it better instead. So I think that would be pretty useful. Stay for the entire video. Yeah. So first, what is Prospect-Refuge theory? Prospect refers to our ability to see our surroundings clearly, allowing us to scan for potential opportunities or threats. Refuge represents safety and shelter. Humans naturally seek places that offer protection from external dangers, places where they can hide or retreat when needed. This isn't about aesthetics, it's about survival instinct. So even though nowadays we're not dodging predators anymore, our brain still craves that balance between openness and protection. Get it right and you'll be in a space that feels really comfortable and safe and cozy. Get it wrong, doesn't matter how good that space feels, you won't really want to stay there. I mean, think about the last time you entered the cafe. Did you go straight for the middle of the room, or did you find yourself gravitating towards the edge? Perhaps a seat near the window or against the wall in the corner? Our instincts always pull us towards the edges of a space because that's where we feel safest while still keeping an eye on things. Let's find another example. When you go to a public park, the same thing happens. People don't scatter themselves randomly across an open field. Instead, they sit under trees, by benches, or along walls. They go towards the edge of spaces because these spots offer refuge while giving a clear view of the surroundings. We want to see the action, but we don't want to be the action. And this is happening everywhere we go in our lives, whether this is an open plan office, a restaurant, a cafe, a park, your home. And when you start to see spaces this way, you realize how much of our comfort is tied to this delicate balance. So here are some common mistakes people make and simple ways to fix them. First, in the bedroom, when you have the bed directly in front of the door, it can make you feel quite exposed, like you're in the line of fire. You feel like if someone opens the door, they can come straight at you. So it makes you feel very unsafe. There's not enough refuge. So what you should do is move the bed to a spot where you can still see the door, but you're not directly in front of it. Another mistake is to have the bed with the head next to the door. The problem with this is that you don't see people coming in, so you feel quite vulnerable. The solution is to move the head of the bed away from the door. This one, okay, it's a little bit difficult if you don't get to build a house or you're just renting, but I think it's still worth considering. When you have a room with windows that are far too high, it kind of prevents you from seeing the outside. So even if you get light, the room will feel closed off and disconnected from the world. So the solution is to lower the windowsill. So when you're kind of standing in front of the window, you can see the sky and the ground. You can also provide a comfortable window seat next to the glazing. And I promise you, if you have a window seat, this will become one of your favorite places in your home. It's a real pity that more houses are not built with this, just by default. I have an entire video about windows, so be sure to check that out if you're building your house. If you have a sofa that is kind of floating in the middle of the room with the back exposed, you also feel exposed. So what you should do is add a console table or some sort of low shelving behind the sofa. So this creates like a boundary, giving you the feeling of refuge without sacrificing the placement of your sofa. It's really amazing how simple this is and how much difference it makes. If you also have like an armchair that's floating in the middle of the room, it can feel a bit stranded with no purpose. What you should do is anchor it. Add a rug, add a side table, add a lamp to create a defined space. If you have a dedicated office and you place a desk facing a wall with the back to the door, it can feel quite restrictive, like you're cut off from everything else. You don't get to see the outside, you don't get to see who comes in, your back is vulnerable and exposed. It doesn't really feel that great. So what you could do in a layout like this is to rotate the desk so you can see the door or the window. Just give yourself a view of what's going on around you, whether that's people that's coming in and out or the outside world. I think productivity can go down a little bit if it makes you feel better when you're working, because then you work better. So then actually in the long run, the productivity increases. I don't know. This is just my excuse for always moving furniture around. My husband is not so happy that I'm always constantly changing stuff around. I feel like in the long term it's worth it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you can go watch more. I have hundreds more and I will make hundreds more, which is why you should subscribe so you can continue to watch the information that I churn out to the internet. Thanks. Bye.